Okay, Mrs. Stoffer's class, we're going to finish up our practice of the zentangles, and we finished wavy zentangle, so we only did the pattern above this wavy line, and then we did the curve underneath the curve, and then we did the closed loop, which I didn't write loop, sorry. It's a closed loop, and this is the open loop because it's open right here. So we're going to start with the open loop. I want you to make 2 diagonal lines that run parallel to each other. So parallel means that if they were to continue on, they would not intersect or cross over. So there should be enough space between them that they could run alongside each other and not intersect. We're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to stop at that line, pick it up, and continue the line. It might not be perfect, but you're going to make it as close as possible. And I'm going to do that over here. This is going to be its parallel line to that one, okay? And then I'm going to do another one that runs through the middle, okay? So I pick it up and I finish it there. Start here, pick it up, finish it there. Now I'm going to color in with your pencil the negative space. And the negative space is like everything behind these lines, or the nothingness, like there's nothing there. It's in the background. It's when it's dark. So I'm going to color in this little triangle here and here. I'm going to do the same over here, because you just imagine that these are like a basket weaving. This is like the wooden part of the basket, and this is like the in between spaces in the basket. So sometimes it can be tricky to your eye, but once you do it once, you'll kind of figure it out. Okay, so this looks like this is going underneath, and this is over top of this one, and then this one's all the way in the back. So it gives that kind of three-dimensional. Is it three-dimensional or two-dimensional? But it gives it dimension. All right, the next one is the bouncing, and I'm going to kind of make that not too hard. We're just going to follow this bouncing line to the point. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to come to that point, and then I'm going to bounce right back up. And I'm just going to keep doing that. It's always going to come down here to this point and bounce back up. So I'm going over the same line quite a bit, and so that line will probably be pretty dark. But I'm just going to repeat that. Okay, and then that's that. I'm going to take my thicker marker. Oops, sorry. I'm going to take my thicker marker and go over my bouncing line just so you can tell where my line is. Okay, and then moving on to the nose string, we're just going to create a pattern in this square. So I'm going to do 3 vertical lines, and if you remember, vertical lines are up and down, and we're going to keep those parallel too. We talked over here, they run next to each other, but they never cross. Then we're going to do 3 horizontal lines, that's side to side, and they are going to cross over your vertical ones. So we've almost got like a tic-tac-toe pattern or a checkerboard pattern that we're going to do. And inside of these, I'm just going to go in the first square, and I'm going to make a square inside of it, another square inside of it, another square inside of it. I'm going to skip this one, and I'm going to move over to this one. Do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to skip this one. Skip this one too, because I want it to be kind of like a checkerboard, so you know how they do every other. So I'm going to put a square in here, and then a line because I don't have room for a square. I have to do that here. Okay. And then I'm going to skip one, come over and do the same thing. We're just going to continue that pattern so that each one of these that I'm marking in has an empty one below it, on top of it, next to it, just like a checkerboard pattern. All right, and there you have an example for the nose string box to be filled in.